Coming up this week on the Double T Insider, Texas Tech men's basketball has a new head coach to lead the program into the future as Tubby Smith got tabbed as the 16th head coach in program history. We have the full story. Texas Tech track and field is at home for the first time during the outdoor season, and we sit down with head coach Wes Kittley in the coach's corner to preview the meet. Another week of spring football practice is in the books, and we bring you the latest in our spring football report, and we go on the clock with another Lady Raider tennis player. That and more coming up on this week's show, so sit back and buckle up because the Double T Insider starts right now. Let's go! The Double T Insider is brought to you by the College of Media and Communication and is entirely produced by students of the college. Welcome into a brand new edition of the Double T Insider, everyone. I'm Joshua Cook, joined by Erica Taylor, as this week we come to you from the United Spirit Arena, where a brand new leader of Red Raider basketball has been put in place.
And he's looking to build the program to be one of the best in the Big 12, as well as one of the best in the nation. Here's more from the introduction of head coach Tubby Smith.
Tubby Smith is a great role model, educator, leader, and basketball coach. And today I'm excited and ask you to join me in welcoming Tubby and Donna to the Red Raider family. And please join me in introducing your new head basketball coach, Tubby Smith.
Again, it's really wonderful to be a part of this Lubbock community, the University of Texas Tech, Texas Tech University's family. And I think we've been in this business for a long time now, starting our 39th year. Started out as a high school coach. All we ever wanted to do was teach and coach. I'm one of 17, a small farm in southern Maryland, so I know the value of hard work and sacrifice. But it's my goal to build this program into one of the top programs, not just in the Big 12, but in the country. And that's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard work. And we know that the sacrifices and the process of rebuilding the program is not easy. We've done it a few places, and I think that the identity and the talent that we have here, we have a good start. Again, we hope to bring the same type of success to Texas Tech through our recruiting, through our coaching, and I'm sure we can do that with the support of the administration, the support of the faculty, the students, and the alumni, and the fans and community. We're just going to give it our best effort. There's no timetable. We expect it to happen immediately, but we know the challenges that are involved. But if these young men that we have in the program and the things I've heard about them as far as their heart and their courage and their work ethic, then I think we're going to be very competitive immediately. We're very intrigued with the Red Raider program. The enthusiasm and the passion that your leadership showed was just off the chart. And I have to mention that Kirby, Kent, Hans, and Lawrence, they were unbelievable. And so we were really sold right away, so it was no way that we were going to be skeptical about what we were coming into. My office is always open. Sometimes we close practice, but you can still come. Just let me know if you want to come. And we'd love to have you there. It's going to be a great opportunity. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I will promise you, we'll give you our best effort in every area to make this a program that all can be proud of. Thank you. Guns up.
After the announcement of Coach Tubby Smith, we caught up with Texas Tech Athletic Director Kirby Hocutt to talk about his new hire.
Joshua Cook here with Texas Tech Athletic Director Kirby Hocutt right after they announced the hiring of Tubby Smith as the brand new head coach. I guess, Kirby, this has been about a 19-day process for y'all. Walk us through what was it like from your end getting the new head coach here?
Well, it's been exciting when you have the end result be a nationally respected, prominent head basketball coach. What a tremendous opportunity and future that we have at Texas Tech. But no two searches are ever the same, and this one over the course of the past 5 or 6 days has been focused on Tubby Smith. So it's been a situation where we have found the right man, the right leader to come in, and his track record speaks for itself. He's been successful every place that he's been, so I'm excited about the future.
When was the moment that you knew Tubby Smith was the man that you wanted for this job?
Well, we had an opportunity to visit last Wednesday. We talked, I think, 3 or 4 times throughout the course of that day, and it was an immediate impression that he leaves on that first conversation, and it was a conversation that you wanted to come back to and visit again, and then we had the opportunity to sit down face to face last Thursday. And when you sit down across the kitchen table from him and look him in the eye and understand who he is and what's important to him and his recipe for success at every place that he's been, that was the time where we thought, this very well could be the next head basketball coach at Texas Tech.
What was one of the keys? He's taken teams to the NCAA tournament, he's won national championships, he's found that national success that Texas Tech really hasn't had for the past few years. Was that one of the main factors in bringing him here, just the success that he's had in the past and bringing it here to Texas Tech?
Sure it was. It was the complete individual. His track record academically and the success that he's had, it was his reputation nationally, it was how he has conducted business for 22 years as a head coach. There's nobody that I talked to in this country that said one negative word about Tubby Smith. His character, his reputation is impeccable, and his values align with those values that we hold dearly in West Texas. So I'm excited about the future and what he brings to our great program and university.
Well, Kirby, we appreciate the time, and congratulations on the brand new hire of Tubby Smith as the new head coach here at Red Raider basketball.
After the break, we're going to preview Texas Tech track and field's first home meet of the season. But first, here's the Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week.
Tubby Smith has been hired as the new head coach of Red Raider basketball, becoming the 16th head coach in program history. How many NCAA tournament appearances has Smith made in his career? A, 12, B, 17, C, 13, or D, 15? The answer to the Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week is coming up later in the show. Double T Insider rolls on after the break.
Texas Tech is on the rise. Now a national research university, a growing campus steeped in tradition. 7 straight semesters of record enrollment. Wind research that's unrivaled in the world. The best trained and educated students for today's jobs. And to all this, we have just one thing to say. With pride, guns up.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Tech fans will finally get to see the track and field teams in action on the track. Here's a preview of the Texas Tech Open happening this weekend.
Great weather in the Hub City this weekend should make for an exciting time on the track. Texas Tech will host their first outdoor meet of the season, and the weather is expected to reach in the 80s. Both men's and women's teams have been setting new records each week. They're currently ranked top 15 in the nation, with the Lady Raiders holding the 13th spot and the Red Raiders at number 14. And now, Tech fans get to see both teams in action at the Fuller Track Complex.
Well, I'm excited to be able to be home. I told the kids we get to sleep in our own bed and compete at home for the first time outdoors, and just real excited. We have such great marks here. If you look at the school records last year and some of the best performances, we love running at home and throwing at home. And I think we're going to have great opportunities to have some really good marks and some regional marks too that we're looking forward to.
Senior Bryce Lamb made his outdoor debut in the long jump at Texas Relays. Lamb finished 7th among the stiff competition with a jump of 757 meters. After being on the road for a while, he's looking forward to jumping in front of the home crowd.
It's nice to come home and get in front of our home crowd where we can have people that don't travel with us every week and see us jump and run and everything. So it's really nice to just go to class and say, hey, come out to the track meet on Saturday and check us out. So it's pretty cool.
The teams coming to Lubbock will look to provide increased competition for Texas Tech. However, at the rate both programs are going, more PRs and school records could be set by the end of the meet.
Well, we have 3 Division I schools, UTEP and Oral Roberts and us. And of course, Oral Roberts has got one of the best pole vault crews in the country. Good, just overall team, good 400 hurdler, long jumper. You got UTEP that's got a really good group of kids in the throws. And then you've got OBU, which is the NAIA National Championship team, along with South Plains, that are really going to provide such good competition, both in the men and the women. So I feel like we have 5 fabulous teams, 3 D1s, and then the national champion junior college and national champion NAIA, along with Wayland and those people. So we got a real good field. It's a smaller field, which I love, so meet will go faster. Hopefully I won't be here so late.
Reporting for the Double T Insider, I'm Erica Taylor.
Texas Tech track and field has been making big strides this offseason. Our own Joshua Cook sits down with head coach Wes Kittley and talks about the program's success.
Welcome into the Coach's Corner here on Double T Insider, everyone. I'm Joshua Cook, joined by Texas Tech track and field head coach Wes Kittley. Coach, you're coming home for the first time this weekend in the outdoor season. How excited are you to get this team finally back home?
Well, we're glad to be home, period. We've been traveling about 8 times indoors, and you know, it's a tough indoor season, and when we get an opportunity to get outside, we just have 1 week in between. And we're tremendously excited to be home. I love this facility. I love this track. It's the Beijing track that we copied from the Beijing Olympics. And our kids run fabulous here. I told them in the team meeting today that we're going to have great, you know, we have our school records. We have our best from last year. All happened right here.
Last week y'all were at the Texas Relays. What did y'all take away from that to come into this weekend with?
Well, the Texas Relays was our first opportunity to see a lot of people, and most of the people we saw, there were many from the East, but a lot from the West, that we're going to see again at the first round of the NCAA. It's also the facility. University of Texas at Austin will be the host for that first round. So we got on the facility, we got to see a lot of the best competition. It was the first true test of kind of where you are at this time of the year.
Who out of that weekend are you most excited about? Who impressed you the most off this team?
Well, I think we had a lot of solid performances. Hannah Carson broke the school record again. It's just her 3rd time to throw this year in the javelin. I think she's about 3rd in the country with that throw, and continues to break the school record every time she's thrown. And I was really encouraged with Isaiah Gill, who opened up the very first race in the 400 hurdles. He run 50 point, and I think we'll really start seeing him come down. Looked much better than he's ever been before. I was encouraged to see Bryce Lamb get back on the runway from our indoor national championship that he won in the triple jump, and he long jumped on the short run. It was good to see our girls relay team really run competitive. We didn't have 2 of our girls on it. With Kristen, she had some teeth pulled, and also Candace Jackson with her leg bothering her. And they still ran really fast. And then probably Sierra White in the 100 meters, competing with the best in the country. She's also leading the country in the 100 meters.
Both of your teams are now ranked in the top 20, kind of familiar spot for these teams over your tenure here at Texas Tech. What's it like to have them back in the national spotlight and continue to be in the national spotlight throughout the entire season?
I think it's fun. It gives the kids something to shoot for every week, and know that we're being recognized, you know, in the nation. There's over 300 schools, and when you can be one of the top 15 or 20, it's a special place to be.
What out of this weekend do you want to get from your team the first time they're at home in a while, the first time they get to compete outdoors at home? What do you want to see from your team and your athletes this weekend?
I just think you're going to see really good performances. Number one, because we're getting more into the season, and you should get better as you go, but also because we're home and the competition that we're going to have. It's just a good place for us to be, I think, in a lot of events. And if you look at the past, we've run our fastest right here.
Who is someone, I know it's maybe hard to choose 1 or 2 athletes, who is someone that Texas Tech fans should come out this weekend and watch for, because they might make history this weekend?
Well, I think you've always got to watch Bryce Lamb in the triple jump, and he's going to triple again, being the national champion. And Hannah's going to have a great chance, I think, again, to throw far in the javelin. And our relay teams, our men's relay teams, we haven't run much this year, and I think you're going to see them be able to compete really well in the 4x1 and 4x4. Cole Weldon, he's really been solid all year. He's going to do all 3 events at this meet, the hammer, the discus, and the shot put. Mostly our top people, Isaiah Gill in the 4 hurdles again. He could go under 50 seconds possibly, but it's our next tier kids that are trying to get to the top, and those are the ones I'm really curious to see if they're going to have better performances.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time. Enjoy the 88-degree weather this weekend here in Lubbock as Texas Tech comes home for the first time to compete in the outdoor season.
On the other side of the break, we'll be back with more spring football highlights. But first, see which answer gets eliminated on this week's Texas Tech Trivia.
Earlier we asked, Tubby Smith has been hired as the new head coach of Red Raider basketball, becoming the 16th head coach in program history. How many NCAA tournament appearances has Smith made in his career? The options were A, 12, B, 17, C, 13, or D, 15. The answer that is not correct is D, 15.
Texas Tech is on the rise. Now a national research university, a growing campus steeped in tradition. 7 straight semesters of record enrollment. Wind research that's unrivaled in the world. The best trained and educated students for today's jobs. And to all this, we have just one thing to say. With pride, guns up.
Welcome back to the Double T Insider. All right, Texas Tech fans, here's more inside look into Red Raider football spring practice.
I'm feeling good, just kind of shaking the rust off a little bit. It's been a while since, running routes, just still shaking some rust off and progressing each and every day, climbing to 100%. But as far as doctor-wise, I'm cleared 100%.
I think the whole defense is flying around more than last year's defense. We got a lot of packages in, and we feel way more loose now. Even though the coach has been throwing a lot at us this spring, we're starting to learn it, and we're starting to put it in.
You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You never flatline, and we tell our guys we want to make a step forward in the right direction every day. We can see it. We're making some good strides here, and it's not going to be perfect. Got a lot in. We're kind of jamming the kitchen sink down their throat right now and forcing them to learn. And obviously with the tempo of our offense, that stresses you. So you've got to think on your feet and execute what we're doing. So we're doing a lot of things, plus we're seeing a lot of things. And we're excited about what's happening right now.
In the past, our defense has just kind of been conservative. We didn't want to send too many people, or, we had so many people deep where they'll just hit us on low routes. But now we're gambling. I don't like to say gambling, but, we're putting pressure on the quarterback to make a decision instead of us giving him what he wants.
You got to tone the trash talking down at practice as opposed to being offensive coordinator when you yell at the defense.
I know the energy level's been good every day. Like I said, we fell off a little bit on Monday, but leadership's been good. I think they're having fun. We talked about when these guys were 6 years old, do they love playing the game? Just because they're in college, they should love to play the game. We're trying to bring back defense here to Texas Tech, and we're all the mentality and how we go about business, and I think they're buying into what we're doing.
We got a lot more blitzes. Quarterbacks are getting confused now. They don't know where we're coming from.
We want the defense to get the turnovers. I think last year being 118th in the country and last in the Big 12, only taking the ball away 11 times in the whole year, that's a huge emphasis, and we got to be able to turn people over more than that.
Get your timer set. This week we're going on the clock with tennis player Elizabeth Eulathorn.
Double T Insider here at the McLeod Tennis Center, and we are going on the clock with Elizabeth Eulathorn, the game where I give Elizabeth 10 different scenarios, and she has to answer them to the best of her ability, all in 60 seconds. All right, think you can do it?
I can try.
Okay, 60 seconds on the clock, please. If I had to eat the same food for the rest of my life, it would be?
Sushi.
My biggest pet peeve is?
Petty little lies, there's just no point.
If I was stranded on a deserted island, the 3 things I must have are?
My phone, a TV, and a boat to get back off the stranded island.
A celebrity I would love to have dinner with is?
Queen.
My teammates say I am?
Goofy.
If I won the Mega Million lottery, the first thing I would buy?
An island.
After graduating, the one thing I'll miss about Texas Tech is?
The wind.
When I'm not playing tennis, I spend my free time?
Doodling.
The first thing on my mind on a Monday morning is?
Oh no, it's Monday.
If I had superhuman powers, it would be to?
Be invisible.
It's time on the clock. 10 seconds left. Well, congratulations. You beat the clock.
Simples.
You aced it. High five right here. I'm Erica Taylor, and we were on the clock with Elizabeth Eulathorn.
Get ready to take notes. Here's what's coming up this week for Texas Tech athletics.
On Monday, Texas Tech women's golf will be in Jacksonville, Florida to compete in the two-day Marsh Landing Invitational. Events are scheduled to last all day. It will be the last regular season tournament for the Lady Raiders before next week's Big 12 championships in Iowa. Red Raider baseball continues its road trip with a stop in Dallas Tuesday to play Dallas Baptist. Junior transfer Jake Barrios has been hot on the plate, leading the Red Raiders with a .400 batting average. He was named Big 12 Newcomer of the Week on April 1st. First pitch against Dallas Baptist is set for 6:30 p.m. On Friday, Lady Raider tennis will be in Manhattan, Kansas to play number 50 Kansas State. Last week, Tech earned its highest ranking in program history, climbing into the number 15 spot. First serve against KSU is set for 1 p.m. Texas Tech men's tennis stays home on Friday to play Oklahoma State at the McLeod Tennis Center. First serve is set for 6 p.m. Red Raider softball plays a 3-game series at Rocky Johnson Field starting Friday versus Oklahoma. On Friday, first pitch is set for 7 p.m. Saturday and Sunday's games start at 4 p.m. and noon respectively. On Saturday, Red Raider golf begins play at the Morris Williams Intercollegiate in Austin. Events are scheduled to last all day Saturday and Sunday. It will be their last regular season tournament before next week's Big 12 championships in Kansas.
Also on Saturday, Texas Tech Track and Field returns back to Austin to compete in the UT Invitational. Events are scheduled to last all day. Both Texas Tech men's and women's teams are ranked top 20 in the nation. Lady Raider tennis will be on the road in Lawrence to play number 74 Kansas on Sunday. Start time is set for noon. Also, Texas Tech men's tennis ends their homestand at the McLeod Tennis Center as they play Oklahoma Sunday. First serve is set for 1 p.m. And finally, Red Raider baseball stays home to play crosstown rival Lubbock Christian. First pitch is set for 6:30 p.m. on Sunday.
And finally, here's the answer to the Texas Tech trivia question of the week.
It's finally that time of the show where we give you the answer to the Texas Tech trivia question of the week. Earlier we asked, Tubby Smith has been hired as the new head coach of Red Raider basketball, becoming the 16th head coach in program history. How many NCAA tournament appearances has Smith made in his career? The options were A, 12, B, 17, or C, 13. The answer is B, 17. Smith has led Tulsa, Kentucky, and Minnesota to 17 NCAA tournament berths in his time as a head coach, including a national championship in 1998 with Kentucky.
That's a wrap of this week's show of the Double T Insider. Thanks for watching.
Also be sure to go like us on Facebook, search for Double T Insider, also on Twitter at Double T Insider, and never miss another episode. For Erica Taylor, I'm Joshua Cook. Have a great week, everyone.